Hi everyone, it's Miss Worth here again. Check it in. I just wanted to say hi to everyone, and actually this is our first assignment that we are doing that I am posting that you are responsible for. First of all, I want to say I hope everyone is staying healthy, staying safe, getting out and doing some things too. I know that I am thankful for having the animals that I do. Especially trying to figure out this technology stuff. I've almost gone insane a couple days, and I will get out and just take a walk or go see the animals or do something like that. So hope every day you're at least getting out doing something, obviously with social distancing. Maybe just taking a walk around the neighborhood, doing something else, hanging out with your animals, doing something just to have a little positivity in your day and feeling a little bit normal. I know this is a weird time for us. So, speaking of that, you will see I'm going to post this video online, and I'm also going to give you a packet. We still do have to do math. I know, I'm sorry. And I figured you guys missed me, so you wanted to see me. But we still do have to do some math. I'm going to post a packet, which we actually are going to talk about hourly wage today, and we're going to talk about overtime pay also. I know some of you have part-time jobs. A lot of you are in grocery stores, different restaurants, different fast food restaurants too. Most of you maybe still are working, and we appreciate that from you. You're probably actually taking on more hours, which we honestly do appreciate. So this relates very closely to that. If you're working, you want to get paid. And especially if you're working overtime and can get paid overtime, you want those hours. So the first thing we're just talking about is regular hourly pay. What we're going to be talking about today is just gross pay. Okay, if you remember, I've talked about this in every class. Gross pay is that nice number on top of your paycheck that you don't necessarily get to take home, but it's kind of what you earned. And then things get taken out after that, such as taxes and other things. But we are looking at gross pay. So gross pay is your hourly pay, okay? Equals the amount of hours you worked. How many hours did you actually work? Times your hourly wage. Again, in most of our classes, I have talked about this before, so you should be familiar. So if you look at this lovely packet that I have posted, I give you some vocabulary. I give you gross pay, hourly wage. We should all be familiar with these definitions. And then I give you a couple problems. I'm going to do 2 of them with you, and then you have, I think it's 2 of them to do on your own, okay? So if we look at the first one, Cynthia, all right, our good friend Cynthia. She has been working, she makes $11.75 per hour, all right, and this is all in the problem there. And on Monday, she worked 8.5 hours, Tuesday, she worked 10.5, Wednesday, she worked 11, Thursday, she worked 10.25 hours, and Friday, she worked 8. By the way, I should say, don't mind my surroundings. I'm in my basement with my own little homemade chalkboard that I made. So if you see anything, I also have a cat wandering around, so you might see her coming in and out too. But this is what we're working with. So the first thing I looked at, and I always tell you guys, make it easy on yourself. Don't try to get too complicated. I'm looking at this at 8.5. I put everything into decimals. Okay, I looked at all of my hours and put them all into decimals. So think about it. On Monday, if I have 8.5 hours, how would I change that to a decimal? Well, a half is what? 0.5, correct? So I change this to 8.5, right? Just like if you have half a dollar, you have 50 cents. 8.5, same thing. 10.5 would be 10.5. 11 is going to stay 11. 10.25. If I got a quarter, how much change do I have? I got 25 cents. So 10.25. Okay, well, notice my chalk isn't the greatest, it breaks sometimes. And then our 8 stays our 8. Annie, no. You want to show Annie trying to eat the chalk right now? Yeah. This is called brat cats. Alright, so what I did with all of my hours is I know to figure out for a full week, I have to add all of my hours up. So I added them all up. And again, if you need to pause this video at any time, I'm going to go kind of quickly. You can pause it and then figure out the answer yourself and figure out if it's correct. So when I added all these, I got 48.25 hours. That is her total for the week. So then I say, okay, I want to figure out her gross pay. This is how many hours she worked per week. She's getting paid $11.75 per hour. So what do I do with the two of those numbers to figure out how much she actually makes? I multiply them, correct? So I have 48.25 times $11.75. And when I multiply those two together, I got $566.94. If you noticed, I put my dollar sign. Do not forget your units. I yell at you guys all the time for this. And most of you are pretty good. You've learned throughout it, but just don't forget your units. Do you want to get paid in bananas? That's a lot of bananas, and I don't think you're going to eat all those. I'd rather get paid in cash, okay? The other thing I will say to you about these videos and the assignments that I'm posting is it's going to be, some of you might have a little bit of trouble showing your work and doing all this on the computer. Trust me, with the technology right now, I'm going insane too, trying to figure out how to do all this. The more work you can show, the more credit I can give you, okay? If you just give me the answer, if it's right, you get 100%. If it's wrong, you get 0%. Remember, it's so easy to make a mistake through here. The more work you can show, the more I can go through and try to give you as much credit as I can, okay? So don't forget about that. We're not doing the most complex equations or anything. I think a lot of this you kind of actually can do online and show on your worksheets. So please try to show as much as you can so I can give you as much credit as I can, even if your answer is incorrect. All right, it's easy to make a mistake as we're going through these. So that is Cynthia. Let's look at Christine. If you look, again, I'm going to attach this packet so you will see it, and you should be able to go through it with me. So it says, suppose that Christine works 22 hours this week and gets paid $9.25 per hour. All right, we want to know how much her gross pay is. Number 2 is easier than number 1. All right, we know she worked 22 hours and she got paid $9.25 an hour. So what I did to figure out my gross pay, again, not what she's taken home, but I just know it's basically my hour pay, which is my number of hours, times my hourly wage. She worked 22 hours, and her hourly wage was $9.25 per hour. So when I multiplied those, I'm going to steal Annie's chalk because mine's too small now. When I multiplied those, I got a total of, again, put your dollar sign, you want to get paid in dollars, I got a total of $203.50. We're done, okay? We are going to get into net pay eventually, but I want to go through some of these different pay things. We're going to look at hourly pay today, along with overtime. Next week, we're going to look at commission, along with a couple other things, and then get into that net pay too, which is what you actually get to bring home and put in your pocket. Remember that? So, as we're going, I need to erase this so I have some room. We are going to be talking about overtime pay. All right? Remember, we talked about not every single job actually has overtime pay. And also overtime pay can be different with every job. The most consistent one, if you're getting paid overtime, is anything over 40 hours a week, and normally you get paid time and a half. Don't forget, I told you to look at every single question, right? There's some jobs that might pay overtime over 38 hours a week, which is amazing. They also might pay double time sometimes. So it depends on the question. If you look at the packet that I gave you, you will see some different vocabulary on there too that defines it, and that talks about overtime pay. What we are looking at today is anything over 40 hours and thinking about time and a half, okay? So the first example is Noah. Okay? It says Noah is paid $16 per hour and receives time and a half for all hours worked over 40 hours a week. He also works 46 hours last week. What is his gross pay? Okay? So we know he gets paid $16 an hour. And we also know that he worked 46 hours. And anything over 40 is considered overtime. Okay? Remember, with overtime, we're breaking it down into two different things. Right? We have our regular pay, how much he's getting paid during his regular hours. And then we have his overtime pay. I know if I get to work overtime and get paid for that, I want to get paid that extra money, right? So, it says that anything over 40 hours is overtime. So we got to think about his regular hours. 40 and under are his regular hours. All right, so we consider 40 hours his regular pay. All right, and he gets paid $16 per hour. Again, this is his regular pay, nothing overtime. When I multiplied these two, I got 640. Ooh. My DIY chalkboard isn't the best on all of them. 640. Okay? Remember, I said with overtime, it depends on how you got taught by other math teachers. I'm fine with you doing it anyway. I always say figure out how many extra hours he worked. Well, if you worked 40 regular hours, and in total you worked 46, we have an extra of 6 hours. Okay? We also know he gets paid $16 an hour. And we know he gets paid time and a half. Okay? The way that I say it is always multiply by 3 things when you're thinking about overtime. The other way to do it too is sometimes you guys like to figure out how much the overtime pay is first and multiply that by the hours. I'm totally fine with that. Okay, as long as you are correct. So if you do 16 times 1.5, you should get a total of $24. All right, that's basically what he's getting paid overtime, and you can multiply that by 6 also. Either way is fine with me. However you multiply, with the 3 or the 2, you always should get $144. Okay? So this is how much he makes during his regular time. This is how much Noah makes during his overtime. Now, when you think about getting paid, you want to get paid for that entire thing, correct? So what are we going to do with these two numbers? Add them up, add them up. All right? When I add them, I got a total of $784. That should be your total gross pay. Again, that is before taxes or anything else taken out of your paycheck. All right, one more example, then I'm sending you on your own. You're probably sick of hearing my voice already, even though you haven't seen me. Miss you guys, I really do. All right, number 2. We are looking at Olivia. I'm not going to write all these down because I'm not going to bore you. You can read the problem on yourself. It says Olivia works 40 hours a week basis. On Monday, she worked 8.4. Tuesday, she worked 7.8. All right, so we got 8.4, 7.8. Wednesday, she worked 8.0 hours. Thursday, she worked 9.2. Friday, she worked 8.5. And then it says, what gross wages did Olivia earn last week? So the first thing I did is I added all of these up to figure out how many total hours she worked. And I got 41.9. Okay? Again, anything over 40 hours is considered overtime for Olivia in this problem. So I have to break it down. My regular hours. I know she worked 40 regular hours because anything over that is overtime. And she got paid $12.87 an hour. Alright, so I multiplied those two together to get a total of $514.80. Okay? Then I have to consider my overtime. She did work overtime. She worked over those 40 hours. and she wants to get paid for that. If she worked 40 regular hours, and in total she worked 41.9 hours, how many hours did she work overtime? Okay, I'm pretty sure if you subtract these two, you should get 1.9 hours. So 1.9 times how much she is paid, which is the 12.87, and she gets paid time and a half. So times 1.5. When I multiply these, I actually got 36. I'll actually write it down here. 36.6795. Okay? Again, we're talking about money, aren't we? Can you cut pennies up? If you can, let me know, because I'll pay that way. But we always go to our second digit or our hundredths place. I need to round. Okay? So I need to think about my 7. After that 7 is a 9. Remember, 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. So I am going to change that 7 into an 8. Okay? Again, I want to get paid for the entire time. I'm going to add these two together, and I get a total of $551.48. I'm losing my chalk, so good thing we're at the end. Again, I hope you're all doing well. If you have any questions, you can always email me. All right, the email has been in the video the entire time, or message me on Google Classroom. Hope you all see this as useful, and I hope to all see you soon. Bye, guys.